Why is this my favorite nootropic pre-workout? Let me explain. Yo, I'm Nader from FitFrick, and today I'm reviewing a nootropic supplement slash pre-workout. Now, this is an unsponsored, no BS, straight to the point review. But first, I'm going to break down the label and then go into my experience into how I've been using this comprehensive Magico Nootropic. Now, Cartel did send this to me for free, but there's no expectations, no sponsorships. I didn't sign any deal. I am totally truthful in my experience. I'm going to bring you the upsides and the downsides. So first, let me cover the ingredients real quick, and then I'll dive into my review. So, this is quite a comprehensive formula, starting with 5 grams of tyrosine. That's a huge dose. Normally, we see like 1 to 2 grams. And that's the first ingredient, 5 grams. Now, the max dose used in research is 10 grams. So 5 grams is not like the max dose, but 5 grams is quite a big dose, to say the least. Tyrosine will help with the neurotransmitter production of dopamine and other neurotransmitters that will help you with focus, motivation, alertness without increasing your heart rate. So it's quite a good ingredient to have, especially when you're combining it with other stimulants. The second ingredient is ALSAR, short for Acetyl L-Carnitine. This is a fat-burning energy metabolism type of ingredient. It's also good for the mind. It's going to help with energy and just mental energy and physical energy without being a stimulant as well. There's 1.5 grams in there. That's quite a good dose. Alpha GPC, this is standardized to 50%, meaning you get 500 milligrams, but it's dosed at 1 gram. And remember, this is all 2 scoop dosages. Alpha GPC is like the choline ingredient, really premium, but it's better for muscle and strength building, but it's still also good for mental cognition, helping with focus as well as concentration, as it'll increase the production of acetylcholine. Then we have Mucana L-Dopa. This is a 500 milligram dose. It's going to be good for making you feel good because it's going to help. It's a precursor to dopamine, so it's going to help with production of that. It's going to increase focus and alertness as well as motivation, because that comes with mood enhancing type of ingredients. Then we have Citicoline, another choline based ingredient, but it's not the most preferred for muscle and strength building. So combining this with Alpha GPC, it's a 2-in-1. It's going to attack the acetylcholine production, increasing your focus and concentration. Cognique. This is another nootropic dosed at 200 milligrams. It's also a good dose. It's going to help with focus as well as mood, as it'll give a little bit of like a mood boost, providing a little bit of euphoria, just a little bit of like mood elevation. And then we have huperzine. Huperzine is going to defend the levels of acetylcholine, which is increased from the other choline ingredients, but it also can increase acetylcholine production, helping with all day focus and concentration. I'm just hoping I'm in the frame here. Can't tell. And then the next ingredient, 20 milligrams. Oh, by the way, huperzine dosed at 30 milligrams. That's a max dose right there. The next ingredient is vincamine. Yeah, that's going to increase blood flow to the brain, increasing focus and concentration as well. You need blood flow to deliver more oxygen and nutrients to your brain, which is going to help a lot during the day, especially when you need to focus and concentrate. Then the next ingredient is interesting. This is called pregnenolone, which is it's similar to DHEA. It's produced in your body. It's going to help with hormone levels. It's nothing unnatural. It's totally natural, but it also has benefits for the brain, reducing risk of like those mental diseases like Alzheimer's and other things. So, but the research is quite small on it, but it's nice to have an experimental ingredient. There's no side effects. It's totally natural as far as I could tell from the research and information online. Then we have theobromine, 300 milligrams. This is a cousin of caffeine hydrates. It's going to help with mood, energy, without elevating your blood pressure like caffeine, and it gives more of a mood boost. That's also with caffeine. Like the next ingredient is caffeine, 250 milligrams, nice dose. You know what it does? It increases alertness and energy. It's like a standard for energy, as it'll reduce the enzyme that makes you feel tired, which is why you feel those withdrawals. When you stop using it, you feel more tired. Then we have Infinergy, 200 milligrams. This is a slow digesting form of caffeine, a nice ingredient, a nice stimulant to have in a nootropic, because then you get smooth, long-lasting energy. Oh, my hand's a little bit cold. I am outside. I didn't explain this in the beginning, but let me finish the last ingredient. 5 milligrams of bioprint. That's going to enhance the effectiveness of all the ingredients that's taken with, ensuring maximum absorption. So, this is a 2-scoop formula with 12 grams of ingredients, including the artificial sweeteners and other ingredients, but it's quite a formula with 9 grams of active ingredients, 9 grams of nootropics, including caffeine. Caffeine can be counted as a nootropic since it's like a powerhouse to the mind. But most importantly, how's the experience? How is it like? So I've used this in several different scenarios. In fact, I'm almost finished this bottle. NutriCartel.com, thank you so much for sending this to me. I want more. Let me tell you. So I've used this in different scenarios. The last 2 use cases, I've used it at the gym, and it was quite good. But before that, I was always using it on my off days when I didn't go to the gym. I would just need something to focus. And let me tell you, it kept me awake, but it also kept me in a focused, concentrated type of mood all day. Like, let me explain. So when I first drink this, it's just like awakening my mind. I don't feel anything special. I don't feel smarter, but my concentration and focus is way up there. Let me tell you something else. The day before, I used Heroline by Dark Labs, and it increased energy, but there was absolutely no focus. So I could really tell the next day when I did use this, my focus was absolute. Like, I was tunnel visioned in the gym, and there was absolutely no distractions, nothing going on in my mind. I was just focused on the task at hand. And I have a problem with focusing. Like, if I'm not interested in something, maybe I'm at the gym, even though I'm interested in the weights, in fitness, I have those days when I'm not so focused, when I'm not trying so hard. But taking this forced me to focus on the task at hand. And, I get distracted easily with different things. I'm trying to do a task on the computer, I do something else, I open a new tab, I do a new task. But with this, I'm concentrated on the one task at hand, which fixes, my problem, which I have with concentration and, not going all over. Microphone is on. Making sure not going all over the place and just focusing on one thing at a time. I am super distracted type of guy. I'm always like doing different things. I see something shiny, I jump to it. But with this, oh man, the concentration and focus from the morning to the end of the day till about 8 p.m. is when the focus starts to noticeably die down. But there's nothing like crazy going on in between that time. And let me tell you, I've used this in the morning, and then I would work out like 4 hours later. Focus and concentration was still premium. It was still high. It was still at its peak. And let me tell you, using this as a pre-workout, never have I noticed like, do you know how with strong pre-workouts you would get increased heart rate? You would get, it would be really hard to breathe in between really heavy compound lifts like squats, deadlifts, and like anything else. But with this, I was not dizzy in between sets. I was not losing my breath as much, or I would catch up quicker because there wasn't anything crazy going on in terms of stimulants. It just kept me focused and concentrated while still providing a nice mood elevation, setting the mood for the day and setting a productive type of energized, but like focused. And the energy is there, but it's not crazy. It was just like there to keep me awake, and that did it perfectly. There was never any crash until the end of the day, or unless like those rare days when I didn't have enough carbs, I was depleted and whatnot. But in terms of concentration and focus all day, there was never a peak. It was always like straight up, elevated all day from beginning to the end. Normally with pre-workouts, there's like a noticeable peak. After a few hours, there's a noticeable decline in energy and focus, which is normal. But with this, there was zero crash until the very end of the day, and I was able to focus and concentrate on everything from beginning to end. It was really crazy how well this worked for me. And as a pre-workout, it worked great. As a nootropic for productive focus and concentration on work and studying and like learning, perfect as well. Now let me tell you, this did not make me smarter. It didn't make me like smarter. I don't believe nootropics can make you smarter, because you can take a nootropic and waste your time, right? You can play games, you can focus on the wrong things. That's the case with anything. Even if you take the strongest pharmaceutical focus, if you're focusing on the wrong things, obviously you're not going to get smarter. You're just going to get better in the zone on whatever the task at hand is. But using this as a pre-workout has to be one of my favorites. And I also used it on a day combining it with a nitric oxide booster, which was a complete package. But of course, that gets pricey. And speaking of price, this is $50. So it's like a cost of a pre-workout. But I have also used this at 1 scoop, but not for the gym, just for like a normal day. At 1 scoop, it was perfectly fine. The focus and concentration was actually good. Like, it was comparable to like taking huperzine and choline, because I've taken those in bulk. It's comparable to that, but this was just a notch better. Like, it was a little bit better, because huperzine and choline, using that alone will help with focus and concentration. But of course, you need caffeine to stay awake, so you would need to add like a caffeine pill. But using this at 2 scoops, it was like maximum, a little bit better than 1 scoop, and it lasted all day. Whereas with huperzine and choline, I would notice it, you know, it lasted a little shorter. But yeah, using this was like all day focus and concentration from beginning to end. But when you use something like huperzine and choline, that's like the standard for focus and concentration. So if you wanted to save money, then you would do that instead of taking like, instead of spending $50 on a nootropic supplement, which lasts you a month or 2, depending on if you use 1 scoop or 2 scoops. But this was just fantastic. Mood elevation was standard, nothing crazy. It was just like setting the mood for the day. Focus was also very, very good. Very, very good. It was supreme. It was perfect. Nothing crazy in terms of like walls on the sides of my eyes. It was more like I'm focused and driven, and I'm doing the task at hand, and I have to finish it. That's the kind of like productive, focused, energized, productive type of mood that I like to have. But perfect. I like this a lot, and if you have the budget for it, I can see this being useful. But if you're looking for a pre-workout, I can see this being a super good pre-workout. I would actually prefer to use this as a pre-workout than a lot of like concentrated, high stimulant, anxiety, jitter-filled experiences. There's no survival mode. There's no crazy heart racing. This is like smooth, long-lasting energy, perfect for heavy compound type of days, and nothing crazy. And I was still able to sweat a lot in the gym because I work hard, and being able to perform at my best at the most optimal state, being able to breathe in oxygen not only to my body without those jitters and stuff, but also it feels like there's also more going to the brain, you know, because of the blood flow increase and whatnot. But I do recommend it. But it's a premium nootropic supplement. It's not like the only thing up there. If you want to save money, you can use huperzine and choline and caffeine pills, right? And you will get focus and concentration perfectly fine. But this is like the extra mile, covers everything you need for everything that's mind related. It covers all angles in terms of focus and concentration, as well as increased blood flow. Microphone's still on, right? Yeah, my hands are getting cold, but use coupon code 5thFrick, and you can get this at Cartel, Xtremis Cartel, Magico. Did do a super good job. I really like this. And if you really like this video, please smack the subscribe button, hit the like button, whatever you like. And hopefully I'll see you next time.